Rocky Mountain National Park is best seen from a hiking trail. Fortunately, there are hikes for all ages and ability levels. From short, easy strolls around lakes, to ridgeline trails with panoramic views, to challenging but epic climbs to the tallest mountain peaks, there truly is something here for everyone. Here are 15 of the best hikes in Rocky Mountain National Park. This list starts with the easiest trails and progresses to the longer, more challenging hikes. Each of these hikes is a day hike, so they can all be completed in one day. Remember that all the distances are round trip. A hiking map link given below in description. So, keep watching to count down the 15 best hikes in the Rocky Mountain National Park by hitting on the subscribe button if you don't yet. Number 1. Bear Lake. This is the shortest, most popular hike in Rocky Mountain National Park. Literally, it's a flat, beautiful, easy walk in the park. The entire hike is less than a mile in length, making it great for all ages and ability levels. This trail is not paved, it's a gravel trail for most of its length, but it is considered handicap accessible. Not only is this a scenic walk around a lake, but this also can be a learning experience. For about $1, you can purchase the interpretive guide at the trailhead, which takes you through 30 marked spots along the trail that teaches you about the Bear Lake area. Many hikes start at or near Bear Lake, Emerald Lake, Lake Hiyaha, Sky Pond, Black Lake, Fern Lake, Flattop Mountain, and Hallett Peak. If you have plans to hike one of these trails, adding on Bear Lake is quick, easy, and won't take up much of your time. Bear Lake hiking stats. Distance, 0.6 miles round trip. Length of time, 30 minutes. Difficulty, easy. Location, this hike starts at the Bear Lake trailhead, located at the very end of Bear Lake Road. There is a large parking lot here, but it can fill up by 9 a.m., so get here early, not only to get a parking spot, but to also avoid the large crowds on the trail. Number 2. Alberta Falls. Alberta Falls is one of the most popular waterfalls to visit in Rocky Mountain National Park. Like Bear Lake, it is an easy hike to get here. From the Glacier Gorge parking lot is a mostly uphill walk to get to Alberta Falls, but it is not too strenuous. Once at the waterfall, you can explore the short trails along Glacier Creek to find your favorite view of the waterfall. This place is more enjoyable in the morning. This can be a beautiful place to watch the sunrise. Alberta Falls hiking stats. Distance, 1.7 miles. Difficulty, easy. Length of time, 1 to 1.5 hours. Location, Glacier Gorge parking lot on Bear Lake Road. To get a parking space here, plan on arriving no later than 6:30 a.m., but even earlier is better. If the parking lot is full, park in the large parking lot at the end of Bear Lake Road. From the Bear Lake trailhead, follow signs to Alberta Falls. Parking in the lot at the end of Bear Lake Road adds roughly 0.4 miles to the hiking distance above. Number 3. Alpine Ridge Trail. At just over a half of a mile, round trip, this hike sounds easy. And for Rocky Mountain National Park, it is. But even the most fit, acclimated hikers can feel winded and out of breath on this short hike. Starting at the Alpine Visitor Center, you simply hike up a long staircase to a viewpoint. Here's the thing, this hike starts just under 12,000 feet of elevation. This hike feels tough, a combination of the high elevation with the long stair climb. If this is your first day at RMNP and one of your first days in Colorado, be prepared to take a few breaks. If you are not acclimated to the higher elevation, it's normal to get out of breath very easily. However, from the viewpoint, you are standing at 12,005 feet. The views across the park are incredible. You can find here lots of elk, some of them males with enormous antlers. This is an essential hike in Rocky Mountain National Park. So, climb those stairs, catch your breath if you need to, and enjoy the awesome view from the top. You'll be glad you did. Trail hiking stats. Distance, 0.6 miles. Difficulty, easy. Length of time, 30 minutes. Location, Alpine Visitor Center on Trail Ridge Road. Number 4. Gem Lake. This is one of the easier lake hikes in Rocky Mountain National Park. Gem Lake is a short but strenuous hike in Rocky Mountain National Park. Not only do you get to visit a pretty lake, but you also get sweeping views of Estes Park with Long's Peak in the distance. If you are looking for a short, family-friendly hike and don't mind a bit of a stair climb at times, this is a good hike to add to your to-do list. Chasm Lake hiking stats. Distance, 3.4 miles. Difficulty, moderate. Length of time, 2 to 3 hours. Location, Lumpy Ridge Trailhead. This trailhead is located just north of Estes Park. To get here, you will take Devil's Gulch Road to Lumpy Ridge Road. Number 5. Ute Trail to Tombstone Ridge. If you are looking for a short, easy hike with spectacular views of Rocky Mountain National Park, put this hike at the top of your list. This is a short, easy hike in the park. For very little effort, the views you get are unbelievable. The Ute Trail to Tombstone Ridge is a wonderful, short, easy hike to do in Rocky Mountain National Park. For the entire hike, you are walking along the Alpine tundra with unobstructed views of Long's Peak, Forest Canyon, and the Continental Divide. This is a great hike to do with kids. You don't even have to hike the entire 4 miles. Simply turn around when you are ready. The spectacular views start as soon as your feet hit the trail. This is a wonderful hike to add onto your drive along Trail Ridge Road, and from the trailhead, it is just a 15-minute drive to the Alpine Visitor Center. Tombstone Ridge hiking stats. Distance, 4 miles. Difficulty, easy to moderate. Length of time, 1.5 to 3 hours. Location, Ute Trailhead on Trail Ridge Road, 7 miles east of the Alpine Visitor Center. Number 6. Nymph, Dream, and Emerald Lakes. The Emerald Lake hike is one of the most popular hikes in Rocky Mountain National Park. On this hike, you get to see 4 very pretty alpine lakes, like Bear Lake, Nymph Lake, Dream Lake, and Emerald Lake, over a relatively short distance. This is a great hike for almost all ages and ability levels. The Emerald Lake hike is a family-friendly hike, and it also makes a great intro to hiking in Rocky Mountain National Park. With its short distance and manageable elevation gain, it is a great first hike in the park as you acclimate to the higher elevation if you haven't already spent some time in the Rocky Mountains. Of course, you don't have to hike all of the way to Emerald Lake. Nymph and Dream Lakes are beautiful, so you will have a wonderful hike if you choose to turn around at Dream Lake. You also have the option to add on a 5th lake, Lake Hiyaha, making this hike a total of 6.2 miles. Dream and Emerald Lake hiking stats. Distance, 3.6 miles. Difficulty, easy to moderate. Length of time, 2 to 3 hours. Location, Bear Lake Trailhead, at the end of Bear Lake Road. Number 7. Deer Mountain. The hike up Deer Mountain is one of the easier hikes in Rocky Mountain National Park that offers high mountain views. To get to the peak, it's an almost constant uphill walk through an evergreen forest. You will get occasional glimpses of Long's Peak early on during the hike, but for the most part, you will have to wait until you reach the summit for the best views. From the summit of Deer Mountain, enjoy views over Moraine Valley and out to Long's Peak and the surrounding mountains. This is a nice hike. The views from the summit are beautiful, but this hike may be a bit boring at times since it is a constant uphill climb through a forest. However, if you want to hike a lower traffic trail that is just a short drive from Estes Park, this is a nice one to consider. This is a great hike for newbie hikers who want to summit a mountain in Rocky Mountain National Park. Deer Mountain hiking stats. Distance, 6.2 miles. Difficulty, moderate. Length of time, 3 to 4 hours. Location, the Deer Mountain Trailhead is located on Trail Ridge Road, 3 miles west of the Beaver Meadows entrance. If you are staying in Estes Park, it is a 20-minute drive to get here. Number 8. Twin Sisters. Located on the eastern edge of Rocky Mountain National Park, you get panoramic views of Long's Peak and Estes Park from the top of the Twin Sisters peaks. Honestly, this is not the most exciting hike on the list. However, it's a great warm-up hike for those who want to do Hallett Peak or Long's Peak, and it's a great hike for those who are looking for a less crowded trail that offers great views of the area. For most of this hike you are entirely within a pine forest, so the views are rather lackluster for much of the hike. But once at the top, the view is very nice. Generally, most of the people on this trail were either locals or those who had already checked off a bunch of hikes in RMNP. Twin Sisters hiking stats. Distance, 7.4 miles. Difficulty, moderate. Length of time, 4 to 5 hours. Location, Eastern Rocky Mountain National Park, near Lily Lake. Number 9. Odessa Lake and Fern Lake. The hike to Odessa Lake and onward to Fern Lake is a relatively low-traffic trail in Rocky Mountain National Park. Its nearby neighbors of Bear Lake, Emerald Lake, and Dream Lake get a lot more visitors, so if you are looking for a relatively uncrowded trail with the chance to visit multiple alpine lakes, this is a nice hike to consider. This is a very pretty hike, but there are several other lake hikes that I would recommend first before putting this hike on your list. Sky Pond is awesome, Chasm Lake is also great, but it's a little more challenging, and Emerald and Dream Lakes are also favorites of many park visitors. There are 3 ways to hike to Fern Lake. You can either hike to Fern Lakes and Odessa Lake as a point-to-point hike, starting at Bear Lake and ending at Moraine Park. You can also hike to Fern Lake out and back from either Bear Lake or Moraine Park. Odessa and Fern Lakes hiking stats. Distance, 7.5 to 10 miles, depending on the route you choose. Difficulty, moderate. Length of time, 4 to 7 hours. Location, Bear Lake Trailhead or Moraine Park. Number 10. Mills Lake and Black Lake. Black Lake and Mills Lake are often labeled as 2 of the prettiest lakes in Rocky Mountain National Park. This hike starts at the Glacier Gorge Trailhead. First, you will pass lovely Alberta Falls. Past the waterfall, follow the signs to Mills Lake. At roughly 3 miles into the hike, you will reach Mills Lake. Those looking for a shorter, easier hike can turn around at this point. Continue for 2 more miles until you reach Black Lake. Along the way, you will hike through bogs and forests, past Ribbon Falls, and have a great view of Keyboard of the Winds. Mills and Black Lakes hiking stats. Distance, 10 miles. Difficulty, moderate. Length of time, 5 to 7 hours. Location, Glacier Gorge Trailhead on Bear Lake Road. Number 11. Sky Pond. Sky Pond is one of the best hikes in Rocky Mountain National Park for good reason. This hike has a little bit of everything. Waterfalls, alpine lakes, high mountain views, and fun river and stream crossings. To get to Sky Pond, you will rock scramble up a waterfall, which can be refreshing when the weather is warm and downright cold in chilly conditions. But the whole reason to do this hike is for the view of Sky Pond, one of the most spectacular lakes in the park. There is never a boring moment on this trail. The ever-changing views and trail conditions really keep this hike interesting. Yes, it is on the long side, and it can be challenging, but you get a great payoff at the end, with the jaw-dropping view of Sky Pond. This is one of the favorite hikes to visitors in Rocky Mountain National Park and I highly recommend it. Sky Pond hiking stats. Distance, 9.5 miles. Difficulty, strenuous. Length of time, 4 to 6 hours. Location, Glacier Gorge Trailhead on Bear Lake Road. Number 12. Chasm Lake. Chasm Lake is one of the best hikes in Rocky Mountain National Park. For the first part of the hike, you will walk the same trail as the hikers on their way to Long's Peak, the highest point in the hike. For the final mile of this hike, you are treated to breathtaking views of Long's Peak, Columbine Falls, Peacock Pond, and finally Chasm Lake. If you have been hiking in Glacier National Park, this hike looks very similar to the Grinnell Glacier hike. Views of Peacock Pond with the massive Rocky Mountains that form the backdrop, waterfalls, and the chance to see wildlife almost will give a sense of déjà vu, like you are back in Glacier National Park again. Chasm Lake hiking stats. Distance, 9 miles. Difficulty, strenuous. Length of time, 4 to 6 hours. Location, Long's Peak Trailhead, which is located at the end of Long's Peak Road on the east side of Rocky Mountain National Park. Number 13. Continental Divide Trail to Mount Ida. On the hike to Mount Ida, you really feel like you are walking on top of the world. For much of the hike you are walking along the Continental Divide. During this time, you get to enjoy panoramic views of Rocky Mountain National Park. It gets even better once you reach the summit of Mount Ida. From here, at an elevation of 12,899 feet, the entire park stretches out before you. This hike is much different than many other hikes in Rocky Mountain National Park. You spend very little time below the tree line, so the views are incredible for most of the hike. Plus, this is a lesser-known hike, so the trail gets a lower number of hikers than other hikes on this list. But this is a tough hike. It starts at 10,800 feet and tops out at 12,899 on Mount Ida, so you will really feel the altitude. Expect lots of wind and cold temperatures, even during the summer months. I highly recommend it if you want unforgettable high alpine views. Mount Ida hiking stats. Distance, 9.8 miles. Difficulty, strenuous. Length of time, 4.5 to 6.5 hours. Location, Powder Lake Milner Pass on Trail Ridge Road, 4.5 miles south of the Alpine Visitor Center. Number 14. Flattop Mountain to Hallett Peak. This challenging hike starts at Bear Lake and rapidly gains elevation once you are on the Flattop Mountain Trail. It doesn't take long until you get see amazing views of Long's Peak and Keyboard of the Winds. As you ascend higher, the trees disappear as you enter the subalpine region. Enjoy panoramic views of the park, as well as spectacular views from the overlooks of Dream Lake and Emerald Lake. Beyond the Emerald Lake overlook you will reach the summit of Flattop Mountain. To continue to Hallett Peak, follow the rocky, somewhat faint trail. This part of the hike is tough as you are hiking over very rugged terrain. The trail ends at the summit of Hallett Peak. You are now standing at 12,718 feet with 360 degrees views, which makes this one of the best hikes in Rocky Mountain National Park. Hallett Peak is a good warm-up hike for those who plan to summit Long's Peak. Hallett Peak hiking stats. Distance, 10.4 miles. Difficulty, strenuous. Length of time, 6 to 8 hours. Location, Bear Lake Trailhead. Number 15. Long's Peak. At 14,259 feet, the only 14er on this list, the trek up Long's Peak is one of the most epic hikes in Rocky Mountain National Park. During the 15-plus miles of hiking, you will ascend more than 5,000 feet. On the Keyhole route, the hike ends with some serious rock scrambling and lots of exposure. Over 60 people have died attempting to summit Long's Peak. This is a tough 14er and many people who attempt it never make it to the summit, turning around early because of storms or the difficult conditions. If this sounds like a hike you would like to do, it will take some planning and patience. Spend several days in the park, hiking the other trails, to acclimate yourself to the higher elevation. Then, pick the day with the clearest weather forecast, get a very early start, 3 to 4 a.m. is better, and keep your fingers crossed that afternoon thunderstorms don't come rumbling through the park. Long's Peak hiking stats. Distance, 15 miles. Difficulty, extremely difficult. Length of time, 10 to 15 hours. Location, Long's Peak Trailhead is located at the end of Long's Peak Road. To get here, take Highway 7 south from Estes Park. Before you go there, please note this: while in Rocky Mountain National Park, please practice the 7 principles of leave no trace, plan ahead, stay on the trails, pack out what you bring to the hiking trails, properly dispose of waste, leave areas as you found them, minimize campfire impacts, be considerate of other hikers, and do not approach or feed wildlife. So, make a plan, take preparation and go for the adventure in Rocky Mountain National Park. And don't forget to comment your opinion about this video. I love to hear from you. Thanks for watching so far.